Welcome to the Success Sensei podcast for anyone interested in success, happiness, and balance. We'll teach you how to be a black belt at life. And now, your host, former professional fighter, multiple world champion, entrepreneur, and investor, Robert Devane.
Bowing in, this is Roundhouse Rob, the Success Sensei, helping you to win at life one kick and punch at a time. Today I'm discussing a little of something is worth more than all of nothing. And this is episode 215. Welcome to the starting round.
Hands up. It's the starting round on the Success Sensei podcast.
A little of something is worth more than all of nothing. What is it that you regret not doing or not starting? It can be recently, it can be lifelong. What is it that you regret not doing or not starting? What is it that you've locked away in the back of your mind and convinced yourself that it's not realistic to go after, or that you've convinced yourself that it was a childish pursuit to begin with and that maybe you don't really want it? What is it that you've justified not starting? Not doing, not chasing? Everybody has something, maybe even more than one thing. Regret is painful and it can grow in painfulness, but it's also very, very powerful. It's a super driver if you can harness it and you can use it. So use your regret to drive you forward, not to think about the things that you haven't started, that you should start. It's fine if you've had a goal change. It's fine if it was a genuine change of heart, a genuine goal change, and you decided that something you were interested in, you're simply not interested anymore. That is great. That's a great realization. If you can reach that point. But if you're simply saying that to yourself because you're justifying your lack of achievement or your lack of pursuing what you wanted to pursue, obviously we don't all, when we're kids, we're asked what do we want to be, and we all say we want to be an astronaut. And then you get a bit older and you realize, you would hate to be an astronaut. Some people might still wish to do it. But you can change your goals. Everything that you've wished as a child, I'm not saying that you should be pursuing that. But anything that is a genuine thing that you've put in the back of your mind that you're not thinking about, that is an actual regret. A regret when you wake up in the morning, or a regret when you go to sleep at night, in your mind, in your thoughts before you drift off. It's niggling in the back of your mind and you're trying not to think about it. Those things you shouldn't be justifying not doing. It's all about procrastination. There's many reasons why we procrastinate, but you need to, as I said, harness your regret and just start doing something. We're in a restrictive time at the moment. Now is the perfect time to even just play with the idea. Write out that business plan. Write out in depth that goal or that pursuit that you've not tried or that you have tried. Any of those regrets. Flesh it out. Explore the whole concept of achieving what you've temporarily given up on. So notice the way I said you've temporarily given up on it. You might have convinced yourself that it's not for you and you've permanently given up on it, but it's never over. You've always got a chance. You've always got that puncher's chance. And as long as you're breathing and as long as you're alive, you can still chase the things. Maybe you can't chase every single one of them, but certain you can resurrect ones that you've justified to yourself that you didn't want to achieve. Look, perfectionism is what catches a lot of people out. We worry and we wait for the perfect conditions, the perfect environment, our own perfect frame of mind, our own perfect, knowledge base, intellect, perfect bank account, your perfect physical condition, your perfect lifestyle, your perfect friends, perfect mentors, when it's all set up for me perfectly, I'll chase it. And that is one of the worst thing that leads to procrastination, because it's never perfect. Just get started. Imposter syndrome is another one that we think we're not qualified. If you feel that you're not qualified to pursue what you need to pursue, just go pursue the qualifications first. It's not rocket science. It is hard, but it's simple. It's simple to understand. It might be hard to do. So, I mean, forgive yourself for the procrastinating that you've done, but just try to get on it now. So imposter syndrome, if you have genuine imposter syndrome and you think you're not qualified to do the things that you want to do, just get qualified or talk to the people that can advise you, that have already done it. Sign up for whatever course you need to do and just start something, even if it's only small. Remember, you're not looking for the perfect scenario to start. Fear of failure. What if you try it and it doesn't work out? What if you try and it does work out? What if you try and it half works out? If it half works out, you're a hell of a lot further on. As we said at the very start, a little of something is worth more than all of nothing. So would you rather a little of something? Would you rather a little bit of success than absolutely none at all? You might have a fear of success. So fear of success being, your subconscious is telling yourself that if you chase it, that it's greedy and you will feel guilt because you're giving into, greed instinct. That's all a load of codswallop. Absolutely pursue what you want to pursue. Don't let anybody tell you that what you're pursuing is wrong, because there's many people that pursue things that could be perceived as being greed, and then they'll turn around and tell you that what you're pursuing is greed. And as for guilt, I mean, if you do feel guilty about having a ton of success or a ton of money or a ton of anything, if you feel really guilty, there's a way to release that guilt, and it's just give more to charity or employ more people, or you can be a philanthropist, you can hand all your riches away and then live the rest of your life in poverty, but at least you've had that option. Nobody at the start of their goal looks like or comes across as the end product that you see of somebody who is successful. So you look at someone who's successful in their field, none of them were like, there's footage of Steve Jobs when he was starting, there's footage of all these people in the tech industry at the very start working in their bedrooms and trying to launch their own products. I think Gymshark is an incredible story, a new one that's very current at the moment. I think started in his kitchen or his sitting room or in his house with his clothing range, and now look at it, sold for billions. So it's an amazing story, and it's one that should show you that it's possible. And maybe don't be focused on billions, but as I said, a little of something is worth more than all of nothing. So you don't see the starting struggle, because most people only really back a winner. Keep that in mind, because you're trying to envision yourself nearly in a winner's mode, in a winner's lifestyle, to start what you wish to start. And that's what's holding you back. Most people don't see that it is grimy and gritty, and that all you have is sweat equity to get going. And it's definitely, it's what I've said it all the time about when it comes to fighting. Real training up for a fight isn't pleasant to watch. It's not like the exhibition training that some fighters will hold before they have a fight, which is like a demonstration, and they invite media in to watch them. That's not proper training. Proper training is grimy and gritty and hard and frustration and angry and, being broken down physically and mentally. It's not this amazing spectacle to watch. And it's exactly the same with starting your own project, your own goal, whatever it is in your mind that you've been putting off. Start it with that type of mentality. Don't start with that end vision in mind, thinking that the end vision is what you're supposed to be starting with. As I said, people tend to only back a winner. So people only end up seeing someone when they're already somewhat successful. Maybe they're just successful within their own country, and then they back them and become successful globally. But that very start, when the thought came into their mind, as it is in your mind, of wanting to do something, there's not that many backers, because there's not that many people that believe you until you get momentum. So be prepared for it to be an ugly fight at the start. As I said, we're in restrictions right now. It depends on what country you're in, what country you're listening from. We're in level 5, which is another way of saying a second lockdown. It is the perfect time to really think about and put in place and, I suppose make amends and actually decide once and for all that this is your shot. We might not have these conditions again. We might not have another lockdown everybody's hoping we might, when COVID's gone, maybe it won't be our generation. Maybe in generations to come, they'll suffer from viruses and lockdowns and all that. Maybe this is it for us. So if you don't get cracking now, maybe you've missed your opportunity to really actually do something. Our hands are tied, a lot of our freedoms have been taken away, or they're just restricted. So now is the time to really look at something differently and to give it your best shot and to decide what is important in your life. Maybe it won't bring you mega riches. Maybe it won't get you superstardom. Maybe it won't get you tons of recognition. But maybe it will. And anyway, anything it does achieve for you is 100% more than you would have achieved by simply doing nothing. Go forth and conquer yourself. Thank you for listening. I'm Roundhouse Rob, the Success Sensei. Life is a fight you can enjoy and win. Bowing out.
This has been the Success Sensei, fighting the winning fight. So add us, subscribe, like, and comment. Keep those hands up and keep moving forward.